aggressively. And I just kind of put it out on Twitter and asked, I said, hey, is anybody else noticing a slowdown on their internet speed since so-and-so has been advertising their, next bigger speed, whatever. And within seconds, I had a private...
Seconds. That notice. Seconds.
I had a private message come to me through my Twitter account asking if, for my phone number or giving me a phone number to call. And, immediately we connected and it was satisfaction I was not getting when I was calling calling the phone number here on our bill and everything. I wasn't getting any satisfaction. I wasn't even getting anybody to talk to me about it and just telling me that there was not a problem, that, and we were running the speeds on our computer and all that. And I said, yeah, there is a problem, And so anyway, long story short, this was a company that definitely monitored their online activity. And it's very important to do that. So, people are talking about you. So don't be, I hear some people say, I don't want to get online. I don't want to do Facebook or any of those because I don't want anybody to say anything bad about me. Well, unfortunately, I'm not saying that everyone's going to have something bad said about them. But if people are talking about you, you want to be on there monitoring it and finding out. And that's the way you can really use the advantage of customer service and setting up those monitor, accounts, because, when customer service is done right, it has the potential to go viral. And when customer service is not done right, it also has the potential to go viral. So you want to make sure that you are on top of that. And again, there are a number of tools that you can use to automate this and monitor it. And then, but definitely have a real person, a genuine person, make those phone calls or send out those emails and such. So outstanding customer service is the number 2 advantage to using social media for your business.
Oh, absolutely. So there's no other way to go on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also when people are commenting back and forth, if you'll do a little due diligence, it's a great way to acquire leads. People are talking back and forth. People comment in, and people go, "Well, that's just good or bad. It's this or this or this." But somebody says something, and you're monitoring it. Oh, I do that. I can help you with that particular issue that you're dealing with. So when you look at that from that standpoint, you're doing Google ads or anything else that you use to attract business. That can be extremely expensive very quickly. Mm-hmm. But when you look at it from the standpoint of being known before you're needed and having a reputation out there and having people support you through social media, that's a great big star on your back. There's just it's just the best way to do it.
Well, exactly. And I know that myself. We all know we need to prospect. We need to bring in sales for our company. That's how we grow our company. We do a lot of different, networking. We belong to associations, etc. But social media allows you, to me, it's one of the best prospecting tools out there because one, you're building relationships, you're talking to people, and LinkedIn to me is the best prospecting social platform out there. There are so many great ways to use that tool to meet individuals that you may not have had an opportunity to meet otherwise. Again, it all depends on how consistent you are on there. But they have an advanced search on there and you can also, when you connect with people, maybe they are connected with someone you would love to be introduced to. You can even request them to introduce you. It's basically, it's networking on steroids, guys. It's just like, I love LinkedIn and it has really helped us to grow our business over the years. But again, it takes time, and I know the platforms are free and time is not. But if you, manage your time, block out time. We have to block out time on our calendars to market our business, to go to different events, to, do our sales. I mean, if I remember when we started our business, I remember you door knocking.
Absolutely so.
And I remember I had a telemarketing team. I was a call center manager, and I know telemarketing worked. I mean, it did. So what I did, Richard, we set appointments for Richard to go out and meet people. But in the meantime, he'd be door knocking if we didn't have those appointments set. But we were constantly on the phone. I now look at this social media as the most affordable way to acquire leads, because you're connecting with people and getting to know them before that appointment. And let's just say that you're at a face-to-face networking event and you're meeting someone for the first time, and you strike up a conversation. You realize that it's a conversation for both of you that could go further. You definitely want to make sure you connect with them on social media to learn more about them, have them learn more about you, and also to keep the conversation going until you do have a chance to either get together or see each other again at another event. It isn't fast. I'm not going to, I never, like I tell my clients, you're not going to have instant gratification when you're on social media. It takes consistency, and I cannot impress that enough. That you have to continue doing it. So don't think that's all you're doing. It's just a piece of your activity. So make sure you are just on your calendar blocking out time to be doing this. You have to be prospecting, period.
Yeah, and it's not just that Richard's posting or Sherry's posting. You brought up a good point there. It's commenting. It's going out on other people's platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and commenting about that, or as another way to say it, join in the conversation that's taking place there. Because, when you're communicating or having that conversation, people are going to get to know you. They're going to go from you commenting on somebody else's site to go, oh, I want to see who this Sherry is. And now you have an opportunity to make a friend or a fan. You can build it up that way, but it's extremely important that it's a 360, and it's just not one. You're not going one way. Mm-hmm. You got to put content out, and you got to help share content and join in the conversation.
Well, one of the things I like to do is when I connect with someone, we definitely connect on our personal profiles, and that's where we're having a conversation. But if I'm interested in a topic in their business or want to know more, I'll ask them, where can I get more information and learn more about something? Maybe I saw them discuss something, and they'll either take me to their business page or take me to their website, maybe take me to a blog or an e-commerce or YouTube where I can gather more information. And today, with the way because of the activity online, there should be no excuse that you haven't gathered something before you go meet someone at an appointment. The cold calling doesn't have to be anymore. Even if you pick up the phone and make phone calls, you should at least go take a look at their website, go see if they're on one of the social platforms, and gather more information. That way you're more comfortable. And, I find it so much easier before I go to a live event. If I pick something up on social media, maybe I saw where they had a new grandchild, or maybe they mentioned their child graduating from school, or maybe someone just had a celebration, or they had maybe their child, their sport team won or something. I take that and I store it. And then when I meet them at an event, that's a great conversation starter because we don't always know, we all have these friends on social media. We really don't know them that well, but this is a way that you can get to know them better. It's just, I don't know. It does take practice. It does take time. I keep emphasizing the time, but it's worth it if it is going to bring you better results, because we want to definitely take our time and have it achieve the desires that we need. And in business, we all need to close business. But ask yourself, if you look at people that you would love to meet, that could be a good referral source for you, or that possibly could be a good customer, and you see them mention something that you have the solution for, you don't want to just go and say, hey, I've got the product for you here, buy me, buy me, buy me. You want to go in and you start asking more questions. And then what do they realize? You care about them. And that helps you get in the door a lot easier. This is where you really have to think through on using social media. So using these affordable prospecting communication tools to grow your business again and meet more people is that third advantage that I just cannot say enough about.
Oh no, you can't, because that's where the bond is built. Mm-hmm. You get that relationship, and now it's not just business. It's not exchanging credit cards and all those type of things. It's, oh, I know Cheri. I like Cheri. I like to read her post. It's this. Oh, you get to see Cheri's kids. You get to become kind of an outside inside part of somebody's business and family relationship as everything deepens. But that's the fun of social media. That's the strength of social media, and that allows you to build lasting businesses, mm-hmm. businesses that have the potential to go on as long as you want them to go on.
But notice, we talked about, prospecting. We talked about, using the tools to prospect. We talked about using it as a customer service tool. It all goes back to the first thing we spoke about today, and that's that brand awareness, building your reputation, your brand reputation.
Absolutely so. Why do you think, well, let's just take the restaurant business. Why do you think they advertise the way they advertise? They're all over. Even McDonald's is now trying to take over and compete with, what's the other coffee people? I'm going blank real quick.
Starbucks?
Starbucks.
They're a coffee shop now, yeah.
Yeah, because Starbucks started with coffee and then they put pastries. Uh-oh. Egg McMuffin? Oh, we got to get some coffee going here. We got to get something else happening in here. Dunkin' Donuts joined the fray also.
Well, I think what the biggest thing with McDonald's is all of a sudden they've done a lot of renovations with all their McDonald's places, and they now have internet. Look mm-hmm. at the different, when we go into we very rarely go into them if we're traveling. We might grab that Egg McMuffin. I won't say I don't eat those Egg McMuffins, but that there are people in there that spend the whole day in there now, just like they do at Starbucks. They go in and do business because, everyone is really getting on board and realizing that you have to be where the people are.
And that's all part of what we're talking about here. It's all part about the visibility. It's all about the searching, because in the first part of it's not necessarily search engine optimization, so to speak, but it is searching. You go to places, and when you leave, you kind of talk about, well, I like this, I didn't like that. Very few places will ever be 100%, but you tend to build favorites after time. Mm-hmm. Well, let's go back here. I want some of this, or no, let's go over here. I want some of that.
Well, I think that is the biggest advantage of social media, is that it is. You want to drive traffic to either your brick and mortar storefront or to a website, or again to an e-commerce, to a blog. That is what social media is amazing for. It can really help you increase that traffic, direct that traffic, and we can even pull email into this, which is a part of social media. All of these pieces together can take individuals to where you want them to eventually buy from you. They're not buying from you on social media. They're building relationships with you, or you're building relationships with them. They're getting to know, like, and trust you. Now you have the advantage of taking them to where they can actually purchase from you. And that is what is the biggest advantage of social media, when you are really focusing on putting that information out there that attracts that ideal client to you. Again, it kind of goes back to talking about the content we did a few weeks ago, why you want to make sure that your content is resonating with your ideal client. And then you incorporate all that into your social media or your marketing strategy on your social media. You will start having more conversations. And through those conversations, direct them when they want to know more. Say, hey, we just launched this new product. It's ideal for you for what you were just talking about. Go take a look at it. Don't say go buy it. Go take a look at it.